Anyone who has ever jumped into an 18-foot round pool in the middle of June, only to instantly regret it, because the water feels like melted glacier ice, knows the pain of unheated swimming. Enter this hefty blue resin blanket, sitting right on the surface doing all the heavy lifting. Now, what stands out right away about this particular model is the thickness. At 16 mil, it has a noticeably substantial feel in the hands compared to those flimsy, crackly blue bubbles you often see that barely last a single season. Unrolling it across the water feels less like laying down fragile plastic and more like putting a proper thermal quilt over the entire deep end. The sun hits those thousands of tiny little air cells, and honestly, the passive heat gain is genuinely impressive. You are easily looking at a bump of up to 15 degrees on a genuinely sunny stretch, which turns a painfully brisk morning dip into something actually enjoyable. But the warmth retention at night is where this thing really earns its keep. Instead of the water radiating all its heat into the night air and starting fresh from zero the next day, the blanket locks it right in, so the pool stays remarkably comfortable even after the sun goes down. Now, it is not all sunshine and warm water. Because it is a 16 mil heavy-duty build, this cover has some serious heft to it, which means rolling it up and pulling it off solo can feel a bit like wrestling an oversized blue alligator if you do not have a reel. Also, dealing with the inevitable puddle of debris that collects on top before you pull it back requires a little bit of patience. Speaking of debris, it acts as a phenomenal shield against falling leaves, stray twigs, and bugs, cutting down skimming time to almost nothing. Plus, the water conservation angle is huge. By stopping up to 95% of evaporation, it saves gallons upon gallons from disappearing into thin air, which also means chemical levels stay way more balanced without needing constant adjustments. They even throw in a six-pack of heavy-duty grommets, which is a nice touch if you like securing things down tightly or rigging up a pulling rope. Trimming it to fit around custom pool ladders or steps is pretty straightforward with a pair of sharp household shears, though you will want to measure twice to avoid cutting too close. So yeah, if you're tired of shivering your way through the swim season and want something that feels built to last more than just one summer, this thick blue thermal blanket is a pretty solid investment for keeping the water warm and the maintenance low.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.